Hello, welcome back to some more early morning barking, talking about blah, 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 whatever. Right, I'm in a mood. Listen. Pay attention. I have things to say. Well, let's discuss this stigma stuff, shall we? And this manipulation stuff. Right? I've left the window open. I'm just got angry. And I'm gonna close it. I'm not even gonna. This is what happens when you live on a main road and start recording a video with the window open at rush hour anyway, right? Listen. First of all, calm down, right? Just calm down and chill out. Right? So I made a video on TikTok where I said that people with BPD are manipulative. I'm standing by that. Absolutely. 150 million%. People with BPD are manipulative. I'm manipulative. I have been manipulative. There is every chance that in the future I will in some way be manipulative again. And yes, indeed, all people can be manipulative, but this is not what I'm talking about. As people well know, I'm talking about how we can be manipulative. And people don't want me to say that. I am right, by the way. We absolutely are manipulative, and I gave you an example of that video of how we behave towards favourite people. Would you like another one? How about all the tantrums that we throw about videos that people make because we don't like them, and we throw tantrums? And we know we do, to the point where if you visit my merch store, you've been able to buy an I Throw Tantrums t-shirt for the last year and a half, right? We could make an hour-long video on times and situations in which people with BPD are manipulative. That's not the point, is it? No one said, hey, we're not manipulative. That wasn't anybody's problem. What was people's problem? Was stop adding to the stigma. Stop adding to the stigma that BPD has. Stop acknowledging the bad things that we do out loud where people can hear. You're adding to the stigma. I don't care. Right? How do we challenge stigma? How do we deal with it? How do we deal with this problem? But there is stigma. You're right, there is. There absolutely is. But we're also manipulative. And if we have stigma about being manipulative, how do we deal with that? Do we deal with that by pretending that nothing is going on, all quiet, nothing to see here? People with BPD are all sweetness and light and cuddles and chocolate biscuits. That's what we are. Why worry about us? We're amazing. Are we? Hell, we're an absolute nightmare sometimes. Especially if you've got no treatment under your belt whatsoever, no medical things happening to you, all of this. If you're just sat there with BPD, I've been that guy, and I was a nightmare. And we don't deal with that. We don't make that perception of that go away by pretending that it doesn't happen and that it isn't true, and by not talking about it. Adding to the stigma. What we do when we make videos about these things, and I think you'll find this is in there, is when we acknowledge the bad things that we do, is we talk about why, and we talk about where they come from, and we talk about what motivates them, and we talk about how we are people with a problem, and we have all these things going on with it for us, and we talk about what we can do to overcome this problem. We don't ignore it. We don't pretend it's not happening. We don't pretend it's not there. We don't not talk about it. Because part of this healing journey, part of getting better, is being able to acknowledge the horrid crap that we do. And being able to say, yeah, I did that and I shouldn't have done, and I feel horrible about it. And all I can do about it now is learn from it and move on and make sure that I don't do it again. And we don't do that unless we can acknowledge that we did it and examine what we did and ask ourselves, why did we do that? Where did that come from? And like I say, it's mostly motivated by fear. And what we need to talk about is that. And that is what I talked about. But I can't talk about that without acknowledging the fact that we're manipulative. Now, when we talk about the stigma, attached to BPD. What we're talking about is actually the reaction we get from other people. That's what we're talking about, right? That's what a stigma is. It's nothing internal. It's external. It's how the world sees us. And we're talking about people who want to see people with an acknowledged mental health personality disorder as bad people, evil people, demonically possessed people, pick a thing. And borderlines, honestly, if you think that's bad, you should come over to the MPD side of the fence and we'll talk about stigma, all right? But here on the BPD side of things, we do all this crap and we have to acknowledge it. We have to move on from it and we have to look at where it comes from. We don't hide it, right? We don't pretend it's not there. And the people that would use this against us are not worth our time. We are losing nothing. You're losing people who happily attack people with mental health problems. That's who we're putting off here, right? These are the people that we're worried about. And I couldn't give a shit. Honestly. Right? Keep these things as stigmatized as you like. I don't care. I don't care. Because everything you're doing says more about you than it does about me. Right? If you can't take people on an individual basis, if you take people by a diagnosis, and a diagnosis of something that you, first of all, know nothing about, clearly. And second of all, if you did, would know that it's different for everybody. And everybody is at different stages with it and handling things differently. But you don't care to know that. There's just stigma, BPD. And we're worried about these people? These people are mouth-breathing idiots. I don't care what they think. They don't matter. And so when you're saying, oh, don't add to the stigma. Shut up, Rach. Don't tell people what we do. You add to the stigma. I'm sorry. I'm not sugarcoating this. I'm not hiding it. I'm not pretending that nothing's going on. I'm going to say exactly what we do and where it comes from. And I don't care about the stigma. And I don't care about the people who are in some way performing this stigma. Sodom, I don't care. They're irrelevant. They are of no consequence to me. I deal with my problems. If there are people in the world who want to see me as somebody with BPD and choose to use that to not like me, then fine. Am I losing something there? Was that potentially my best friend in the world if only they didn't know I had BPD? What the hell? What are you worried about? What are you worried about? Because, Sodom, fuck them. I don't care. And that's it, really. So when you say, oh, shut up, you're adding to the stigma, I will not shut up. I will shout louder. I will make more noise. I will say, look at all these things we do. And then I'll say, look where they come from. Look what triggers these things. Look at what pain we're in. Look what we go through. And if people can't understand from that, then we really don't need them. We really are not losing anything by not having them on our side. Sorry. Right? I don't care about the court of public popular opinion and all of that. Right? I know how I treat people. I know how I expect others to treat me. And if they don't do that, then I'd have no time for them. There are plenty of people in this world who are brilliant and lovely and awesome people who can take you as an individual, who can decide for themselves what and who you are. And if you're someone they want in their lives in some capacity, those people are out there in abundance. So screw everybody else. I have no need to pander to them, and neither do you. And I will not hide. I will not hang my head in shame over the things that we do as a result of this condition. I will talk about where it comes from. I will talk about how we fix it. Because we do not wallow around here, right? We do not accept this bad situation that we live in. We do not say, yeah, I have BPD and I do all these bad things and there's nothing I can do with it, because that's bullshit. If you feel like that, That's you. You've decided to feel like that. And what I've done for 3.5 years is make videos telling you, you can feel better. You can get over this. You can move through this. So I can say, I've done some really manipulative things. I don't do those anymore. I went to therapy. I got help. I analyzed my own behavior. I spent years doing it. I looked at why I was manipulative, when I was manipulative, what I was afraid of, what was causing me to do that, asking those deep questions and facing that trauma. So, no, I won't shush about it. Sorry. Right? You want to keep quiet about stuff. You want to be ashamed. You want to be embarrassed. Fine. But don't drag me down with you, because I ain't going there. I've been there and I'm not going there again. Thank you. So, yeah. I hope this helps. I hope you're not too upset. I know there'll be a few toys thrown from a few prams, and I will care as little about those as everything else. I'm probably just never going to address this again. So, this is where we are. Sorry you feel that way, I guess. Anyway, you take care. I'll see you later. Bye.